Why history? I'm fascinated with human beings. I'm fascinated with how humans wrestle with their existence. You can look at literature, you can look at art, you can look at music, but it's rooted in a historical context. And I believe those things are connected to those historical contexts. So people produce a certain type of literature because they're wrestling with certain things on the ground, historical realities on the ground.
Something that's emphasized in this department by I think all the professors is that to be a Christian historian is not just to be a person who studies like the history of the church.
It doesn't mean studying the church necessarily. It means trying to understand as closely as possible what is happening. Can't be objective, but trying to be as objective as possible, not force interpretations on people. In a sense, we're loving our historical neighbors.
We can't completely separate ourselves from our beliefs. How do we see this event from a Christian perspective? How do we respond differently as to maybe somebody else who has done research on this? And so then looking at both ends of that has been really important to know where we stand in our own faith in regards to history, as well as where do other people stand.
What is their worldview? How are they coming at things? And just to view people with compassion. The professors do it in such a way that helps us see the humanity and empathy for others.
Some of the best methods for teaching in the history department would be simulations. Those are kind of activities that we do where we do significant amounts of reading through primary sources about a particular event. So say the Boston Tea Party, and then basically our job is to then come to class after we're assigned a role as a specific person, and we get to play that person in history, which is really fun.
And as an education major, absolutely love historical simulations, especially with a bunch of history majors who love history. You're just going to dive right in.
When you become a historical character in some of these games that people have, that's pretty powerful too, because you're learning to take on a perspective that's not your own. That is something we really need today.
Honestly, the relationships have been the most important part, I think, of studying anything. And as a person who loves education and history, I think relationships are the most beneficial thing to helping people learn. And the history department does that. The professors have, they work together and they work with their students in such a way that relationships, I would say, come first.
They respect you not only as a student, but also just as a human being. And that's something that I think is unlike any other college that I visited, is the fact that our professors are so personable, but also knowledgeable. And that's a great combination that I think Dordt has.
Classroom discussions are always very collegial, even when people are disagreeing. And I'd say that's a strength. In our world today, which is very contentious, I think we develop a sense of camaraderie, maybe a diversity within a unity. We're unified in what we're doing, but there's an allowance for diverse opinions. It's not uniformity. You don't do it this way or you're out, sort of thing.